Hello everyone. Today is Wednesday and it is time for our Facebook Live. I'm so glad you are here today. Please put in the comments, let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching. That would be fantastic. Let me know that where you're from. I'd love to see how far my videos go out. So, we are going to be working with our Sweet Jar bundle. This is a really adorable set. So you can buy the stamp set separate, you can buy the punch separate, they do go together. There is another stamp set in our online exclusives that is more Christmas focused, and we're going to be using that set a little later, probably in the next couple weeks, because it is going to be time for those Christmas cards. So, but right now we are going to do some all occasion cards, and this is a photopolymer set. So you get all these stamps. So there are some sentiments in here that you can build upon, and I'm going to show you how to do that later. So this can be for, let's see, we have some cookies here, we have hearts, we have little shamrocky type things here, hearts, some birthday candles. So this can definitely be an all occasion stamp set. You don't necessarily have to have the punch to use this. It's a fairly basic, easy cutout. So if you have it, great. If you want it, that's even more great. But you can get by using this stamp set without it. So let's get crafting. I'm going to move my punch over a little bit. We are going to be using it. So let's open up our stamp set and let's get to our first card. Now, the first card is a very basic, easy card to make. So I have some of the stuff already pre-done. All right, so we have our cloud cover cardstock. We are just simply going to fold this in half. Just like that. And we're going to start building. All right. So now I have my Lemon Lolly cardstock. I have some basic white, and we're just going to attach these two together. There's no stamping as of yet. I'm just going to line this up. Just kind of looking for my glasses. I don't think I brought my cheaters with me, so if things are a little crooked, it's because I don't have my extra pair of eyes. All right, so we're just going to line this up, and here we just have a small layer. And then we're going to grab our designer series paper. So this is using the Cheers and Sips designer series paper. We're using the back side of it, so we're using all of the patterned paper. So we're not going to be using the little fruits and the little cups and the little cocktails. We're just going to line this up. Now we want to line this up covering the white. Okay, it's just going to be at the very bottom. And again, forgive me, I do not have my cheaters. So hoping to line this up as best I can. There we go. So this is our base, and we will attach this to our card. All right, and we're just going to center this. So here I have a thicker border. I have a thicker border against a smaller, thinner border. All right, so now let's just put this on the side. We're going to do some stamping. So you're going to grab some scrap cardstock, and we're going to stamp out some jars. Now, the stamp is the photopolymer, so it's a little wiggly and wonky. So you want to make sure you lay it flat on your block. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our little pierce mat here, and I'm just going to plop it down. Okay, you want to make sure it's a non-sticky surface because you want this to freely move. Okay, you're going to grab your block and pick it up that way. All right, so let's grab our ink. Our first one, we're going to use Secret Sea. So Secret Sea, we're going to use quite a bit in this class. All right, so we'll just juice that up. And we'll stamp one jar here, just like that. All right, and then we are going to use our lemon lime twist. We're going to stamp the other jar. I want 2 of them for this card. That nice and juiced up. There we go. Excuse me. All right, we're just going to leave this stamp on the block because we're going to use this for all our cards. Okay, so next we are going to stamp our sentiment here in the center, and we are going to use the, which one should we use? We will use the Miss You Bunches. So looking at this, it's kind of hard to tell which sentiment you're trying to grab. So the tip that I found is you just kind of tip your folder here, see where it is in the on the paper, and if I had my cheaters, I could probably see it way better. So I believe it's this one. And then you can just grab it, lay it down on your mat, and let's pick that up. Okay, so we're going to do a little creative stamping here. So I only want to use, I don't know if you can see it on here. So the sentiment goes all the way across. I want to break that up, okay? I don't want it just straight across. So I'm going to use my Secret Sea. And this side of the pad is to the very edge. What you're going to do is take your stamp and just ink up that section that you want with the ink. So we're just going to get that right on here, just like that. So we're going to stamp that right here. Miss You. Okay, so we have that. So we're only using the first 2 words of this stamp. I'm going to make sure we clean that off really well. And now we're going to flip it over and ink up the word bunches. Okay, you want to make sure you just get that word. Now if you find that you're getting it on the other words, then you'll want to wipe it. Miss You Bunches. Just like that. All right. Okay, so we will close these up. Now I've already stamped my jar lids, okay? The reason I did that is because if you have a stamp pad that is brand new, or that has just been re-inked, you are going to get some gloppy images. So I tried several different ways and I threw my scrap paper out. So this is a very small stamp, okay? When your pad is super juicy, here, I will show you. When your pad is super juicy, you're going to get a sloppy image. Okay? So there's supposed to be a white separation in here. And if your stamp pad is too juicy, it's going to run. No matter how light, how hard you press, I tried all different ways. So the way I got it to work was I took a piece of scrap paper, and what I did was, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want to waste the paper, is I laid it on a portion of the stamp pad, just like that, and I pressed down and I sucked up some of that ink because there was just way too much ink. Okay, so if you have pads that have not been recently inked, it's going to work great. So just so you know, that's how I got the cleaner images, is I took away some of the ink off the stamp pad and then I went ahead and stamped. Now you don't have to worry about having a dead spot, because once you're done, you close your stamp pad and it all evens out. Okay, so yeah, you are wasting a little bit of ink, but to get the nice clear image, that's kind of what you have to do. So if you have any other tips or tricks, please put them in the comments, because I would love to know. All right, so we're just going to line that up and we'll punch that. And then we'll punch out the other one. All right, so I have these extra lids. I'm just going to save them and put them on the side and use them for another class or for another card. All right, so I'm going to put that on the side, and we will put the rest of our card together. Let's get these off. Okay, so let's make some magic happen here. All right, so we have our card base. It's going to just simply open this way. Now you can go ahead and put a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of white cardstock in here, and in your kit you will get that cardstock. So it just makes it a little easier to write on. All right, so now we are going to flip our jars, and we're going to put some dimensionals on them. Gosh, I really wish I had my glasses. Could have sworn I had them in here because I've been working on that month-by-month virtual scrapbook retreat that Stampin' Up! Did. So I'm doing the online version, and yeah, you really need your glasses for that. All those little bits and pieces, but it is fantastic. So since I showed you the pages last week that I did, I really haven't had a whole lot of time to work on them. So I'm hoping after this video today I can maybe get 1 or 2 2-page spreads finished. Okay, so I have my dimensionals, but what you're going to want to do now is grab your liquid glue, and I'll grab my little silicone mat, and we're just simply going to put a little bit of glue. Less is more, because you don't want it oozing out. All right, now we're going to take our lid and just put that right together, just like that. I'm going to flip it over, and we're just going to kind of press it down. All right, so there's that one. Let's do our second one. And you can mix and match colors. You don't have to use the exact same colors that I'm using. Grab our second lid and just put that on here. Boy, good thing I'm not a surgeon. My hands are just shaking up a storm. All right, we'll line that up. Give it a little press. And there we go. Okay, so we have our 2 jars. We'll grab our base again. So I want to grab actually this one first. And we will put that right over here. And now this one, we're just gonna raise it up just a little bit. Just like that. And we're gonna take some ribbon and we're gonna tie a small bow. So this is the gold striped ribbon. It's a mesh ribbon. So it has these beautiful gold stripes. And we're just going to tie a bow. We want a little smaller bow, so we're just going to play with it for a little bit until we can get it how big or small we would like it. And grab my snips. Trim. And grab some mini glue dots. You could use liquid glue, but then you'd have to sit there and hold it for quite a while for it to stay. I find that the mini glue dots work just fabulous. All right, so we're going to just stick it on the back of there. Place it right on our jar. All right, so now we need to dress this up a little bit. We are going to use our bee punch, and so this is the bee body. I don't need to use that, but what I want are the wings and the antenna, which they actually look like little hearts. So we are going to do that. So we're just going to punch out. There we go. They should both be here. There he is, he's hiding. Okay, so let's add these to our card. So I'm going to grab some of our mini glue dots again. And we'll put one here. And we'll put one right about there. All right, and that will go just right in the center. Oh, and I hear my dog barking. There must have been a leaf that went by. Come on, get over there. Yeah, he was out barking last night. We live out in the country, so we have a lot of wildlife. And at nighttime, we have a lot of coyotes. And they've been getting close again. So we have chickens, so we always have to make sure that we close up the chickens at night. Otherwise we'll wake up to no chickens. And we can't have that. That's happened a couple times. All right, so now we're going to zhuzh it up with some of these beautiful gems. These are our 2025, 2027 in color flat pearls. I like these because they are flat. They go through the post office really nice, and they don't charge you extra. All right, so we will grab some of these, the Secret Sea, and we'll put one right up here. Grab that little one, put that there, and we'll use the medium-sized one, and we'll put that right about there. All right, so here is card number 1. Sweet, simple, very easy to do. Okay, so let's go to card number 2. Let's kind of move our stuff out of the way, make some room. All right, so here is what I have for card number 2. So we have our card base. Now this is a fantastic fun fold. You're absolutely going to love this, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to take our cardstock, fold it in half. I'm going to give that a press with my bone folder. And I do have to reach over and grab my paper trimmer. This is amazing. Okay, so now what you're going to do is of that. You are going to open up your card and we're going to score because we are going to make this a fun fold. So you have your paper trimmer. You're going to go with the top right corner. You're going to put it right in the track, and then you're going to take the fold and slide that over. You're going to go from corner to corner. Okay. Oop, that shifted a little bit. All right, hold that down. Now we're going to take the scoring part, and we're just going to score that. All right. Did I do that correctly? Gosh, I hope I did that right. Yes, I did. I had to think about that for a second. All right, so I'll put that down. All right, so we're just going to give that a little fold. All right, so let's put it together, and you are going to love this. All right, so again, I already did the little lid. So we have our Secret C. I love this. I think this is my new favorite color. We have the Cheers and Sips Designer Series paper. You can see this is what the flip side looks like. Grab some adhesive. Oh, it looks like we are out. So for those of you that do not use our seal and are not familiar with it, I'm going to show you how easy it is to swap it out. So you take out the old one, you pitch it. You don't need it. But what you're going to want to do is peel off these little, they're like little stickies, or like little snot dot type things. All right, then you're going to grab your Stampin' Seal, just cut the top, slide it out, easy peasy. You're going to gently, you always want to make sure the words are facing down. Okay, you see the little dots here? You're just going to fit them in, just like that. Snap it in. It should snap all by itself. Grab your lid. I really need to wash this. This is really gross. All right, put that back together, and you're good to go. Just take your thumb to advance it. There you go. Super simple. All right. Gosh, now my hands have all the little glue dotty things. Okay, so let's line this up. Again, this is going to be a thinner border. There we go. Now, what you're going to do is take your adhesive. You're going to open up your card. You're going to put adhesive just at this bottom section. You don't want to go to the edge because that needs to stay clean. Okay. So we're going to go just like that. A couple strips. We'll go down this way and this way. All right. Now, take your paper and just line it up like you normally would. Press that down. All right. So now, here is how your card is going to open. So it's going to open this way. So you have a nice, fun fold. Isn't that awesome? We'll just give that a little press. Just like that. Your card will open this way. So you have plenty of room to write your message, and then your card will just pop up like that. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera. But, all right, let's put the rest of this together. So we have our label. This is from our Nested Essentials, I believe. Let's grab our mat, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. All right, so we are going to do a little building here of our sentiment. So I'm going to use Sending a Little Party Your Way. So I have the sending, oh, there we go. My mouse moved so I couldn't see my video. I'm like, oh no. All right, so let's stamp this out. We're going to be using our Secret C. Make sure you have some decent coverage. And we're just going to stamp it right here on the side. Just like that. All right. Put that back so we don't lose it. Now, I want to put the word party here right in the center. So, one, I have to find the stamp. So again, I can't really see it on here this way. So we're just going to bend it so we can see the words. And I'm hoping this is my words, or my word that I want. So I want party. And let's see here. Let's use a new in color, Strawberry Slush. Juice that up. Now light taps on your stamp pad. Light taps. Okay, so then we're going to put the word party right in the center. There we go. Sorry if you hear the dog. Again, another leaf must have blown by. He's our big baby. His name's Woody, and he is a chocolate lab. He is just something. He cracks me up. All right, so what we're going to do then is attach this to our card base. Move this. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. You could put as many or as few as you would like. So when I was doing the virtual scrapbook retreat, one of the presenters just absolutely loves dimensionals. I don't think she had an empty space on the back of her piece that was not covered with dimensionals. It was hilarious. Okay, so now we're going to grab another scrap piece of paper. We're going to stamp again. We're going to stamp another jar. So I already have the jar out. Juice that up. And let's get our jar on here. Just like that. Clean that off for the next jar. All right, and I think before I punch it out, we're going to stamp our birthday candles. So we have 2 stamps for birthday candles. So here's the bigger one. We'll start with that, and we're going to do Pretty in Pink. Now, this stamp also, if your stamp pad is too juicy, it's going to get a little wonky. So we just want a light touch, just like that. Clean that off. And we'll grab our other stamp. Let's do it the long way. And we'll do this one in Strawberry Slush. Put one here. Put one in the center. Excuse me. And one on the end, just like that. And now our birthday candles need some flames. So we have little flames in here. Which way are they facing? I think they go this way. Okay. We'll put that on the side. Where's my yellow? I'm going to use Daffodil Delight. All right, now these 3 little flames line up with the 3 little candles. All right, there's that one, and then we'll grab our, no, not that one. We have another flame that has like little sparkly flare things coming out of it. 2, and 3. All right. So now let's punch this out. And we're going to stamp some more. Right, save my little lid. We have that. Now I want to stamp some more candles because we need a way for our card to stay up. So we're going to put some candles here. So we're going to stamp them on this. And we'll start back with this. So we're going to do the same thing. Stamp. Okay. And then we'll grab our one, single one. We're going to stamp that a couple times. All right, I think we just need the 2. And let's do our flames. So that's going to go right about there. And then we'll get our other single flame. Make sure we have it facing the right way. And we'll put that right there. The other one right there. All right. So what we're going to do with this one is we're just going to fussy cut this out. And again, my cheaters would be very helpful at this point. So there is not a punch or a die for the flames. The little birthday candles. And we'll come around that one. It cuts quickly. There we go. Okay, so let's put the rest of this together. Now, we need some dimensionals on here, but I also want to use, let's get our lid on first before we do the rest. Okay, don't need a lot. Put our lid on the top, just like that. We'll lay that down so we can give it a little press. All right, so now we want to put some dimensionals on the back, and we're going to use some ribbon. So when I put the dimensional down, I put it in between the 2 pieces, so between the lid and the jar itself. So it gives it an extra little bit of hold. Peel these off. All right, so we're just going to let that hang there for a second. We're going to grab some of our ribbon, and we're just going to put it in our hand and wrap it around our hand a couple times. All right, so I want a little bit hanging there. I'll just trim. Okay, so then we'll just bunch this up. Maybe. Come on. It's being difficult. There we go. All right, so we are going to grab some seal. Now on my sample card I used the Seal Plus, and I did not bring it with me, so we're just going to use the regular seal. So you're just going to put some adhesive right here on your label, and you want to be sure, come on, to add enough. This is not wanting to go. It's all sloppy. Okay. Oh, it got stuck. Dang it. Okay, so let's see here. I need some scratch paper. Get this puppy going again. Yeah, I think my thing is just really dirty, so let's take a moment here and see what the deal is. Make sure that's all clean. I think we're good to go here. But you know what, I'm going to grab a fresh one, and when I have my glasses on, then I'll be able to fix it. Put that on here just like that. Ah. Nope, I really need my glasses. I got that and the lid. Let's make sure we got some glue action. There we go. All right. There we go. Just like that. Now we're going to take that ribbon back up. And we'll just put that right over the top. Just like that. And mush it down a little bit. Okay, now we'll take our jar and put that over the top. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to close up some of these pads and then we'll finish up the card. Because I don't want to wear this. And the other one. Okay, so let's finish up. So now, before we put the inside in, let's zhuzh it up with some of these flat pearls. So let's see here. We have yellow on our card, so let's grab one of those, put that there. We'll grab some of the smaller ones, and then don't want to forget we have pink. So we'll put that right up there. Okay, so now we want to make sure that our card, because this doesn't look very great, so what we're going to do is grab some dimensionals. We need a way to keep our card open so that everyone can appreciate the fun fold that you just did. Close this. All right, so your card is going to open this way. It's going to pull up. So I'll put that right here so that that will hold your card open. Isn't that awesome? I think that's so cool. All right, so this is card number 2. All right, moving on to card number 3. Here's another quick, easy card. That is what I like to do. Quick and easy, ones that don't take like a gazillion hours to try and put together. All right, so we have our card base. It's our crumb cake. We are simply going to fold this in half. So let me know what you think of the cards as we're going. So we are on card number 3 right now. Okay, this one is going to open this way. So we are going to grab, let's start with our inside. Here. Right on the inside. Oh, see some more of those little snot dotty things. Let's line that up on the inside. And now you can always go ahead and stamp something in here if you would like. We have another piece of basic white. And then we have that Designer Series paper. This is the Strawberry Slush. And see, this is the Cheers and Sips. We used this on some other cards that we had done. Oh, and I did just announce today a stamp camp that's coming out. Oops. So it's our we're going to be using Cheers and Sips. You're going to get a half a pack of this fantastic paper, and then also Notes and Totes. So be sure to check that out. All right. Okay, so we have our base. Let's attach this to our card, or we have our first layer. I'll center that right in here. Now we have our normal size border. So the white was the 4 1/4, or sorry, 5 1/4 by 4, and then this was just slightly smaller. So let's put this on the side and let's do some stamping. Okay, so we have a tag. I already die cut that out. We're going to stamp a little bit up on here. So I would like the stamp that says "A Little Treat for You." So again, we're going to do the partial stamping. So I need my Early Espresso, and we're going to use just the top part of this stamp. We just want to get some ink on that. Okay, you want to make sure we don't have any ink on the bottom portion. A little treat, just like that. And then the "For You" we're going to stamp on our jar. So you're not going to need the Early Espresso. We will get out. Let's get out some Pool Party. And I'm all inky. And some scrap paper. Some scrap. All right. Let's stamp our jar in the Pool Party. So the Pool Party, I had recently inked this, and I think I over inked it, but right here in this corner is where I sponged off, or took off with some paper towel and some scrap paper. I took off some of the ink so I could do my jar lids. So, and you can't even tell. The ink just kind of redisperses, which is awesome. All right, so we're going to do that. Stamp that. Okay, and I think before we punch it out, let's build what is going to be going in on the inside. So let's grab our, let's see, I need strawberry slush. I will need this. Where is my crumb cake? Here's my crumb cake. Okay. So we'll start with our crumb cake. We're going to do some cookies. So I'm going to grab the stamp for the cookies. Juice that up. Yeah, I went through and I re-inked all my pads. So we're just going to center that and hold that down for just a couple seconds. There we go. Now, of course, these look like they could be chocolate chips, but they need the actual chocolate chips. So we're going to go back in with some Early Espresso, and we're going to give these cookies some chips. So I'm going to juice this up. Ooh, I don't need all of that. Let's wipe that off. Okay. So now you're going to go over your first stamped image with the little chips. And you're just going to try and line it up as best you can. If it's a little off, that's okay. They were just some chocolate chips that went rogue. Alright, so we got that cleaned up. Now we're going to do that little stamping trick again. So we're going to use the lower half of that stamp. Make sure we cleaned it. Okay, so now I want the strawberry slush. We're going to use the short edge here where it's closer to the edge. And we're going to just ink up the For You. Right. There we go. So you don't always have to use the stamps how they come. You can use bits and pieces of it. Okay, so we'll put that one back. And let's punch this out. And assemble our little jar. Okay, so slide this in. I always do mine upside down so I can see how it's lined up. Give it just a slight squeeze so it holds it. We have extra lids. Okay, now I want to grab some more of that ribbon. I'm just going to cut a little piece. I don't need a lot. And what I'm going to do is put some adhesive on the back here. And we're just going to take the ribbon and just fold it in half. Because I only want a part of it to show. And then we'll just put that right on here. So it's sticking where we put the adhesive. We'll grab some dimensionals, and that will help hold our ribbon as well. So we'll put one right over where it's holding the two pieces and it's connecting to the cardstock as well. So this one might have a few more dimensionals. Get on there. Stay on there. Okay. Back to our card. So we're just going to take this and put this just off to the side a little bit. There we go. Let's attach our lid to our jar. A little bit of glue. So does anybody freak out when they use the liquid glue? I know some people just absolutely refuse to use liquid glue. I only use it for projects like this. Otherwise, I typically don't use it a whole lot. Just because I don't like my hands getting super gluey. And we'll get some dimensionals on here. Close that up. Alright, so we'll put our dimensional right in the center. It's holding both pieces together. Okay, so then we'll take this and just put this right in the center. Straighten that out a tad. There we go. A little treat for you. So now let's grab our low profile dots. And I think I'm going to use the strawberry slush. Put one there. I'm going to use some of the bigger ones here. Just like that. Perfect. Here is card number 3. All right, on to our last card. This one is fun. Okay. Okay, so we have our basic white. fold this in half, just like the other cards. Press it down. I have another piece of basic white, and I already embossed this using the plaid embossing folder. So we'll just attach this flat to our card base. So you can do color on color or lack of color on lack of color. All right, so we have, oops, our designer paper. So that's the flip side of it, but we're going to use the green and we'll attach that. And it's just a thin border again. And let's grab our ribbon. We're going to wrap it around. And we're going to tie a bow. All right, so I start off with it still attached to the spool. Because I don't like to waste my ribbon. Make our bow. I really need my glasses. I so need them. All right, pull it tight. Let's try this again. There we go, not bad. Okay, we're just going to give this a little trim. All right, we're going to slide this over to one side. Just a little smaller. It doesn't need to be super ginormous. And we'll give this another little trim. There we go. All right, let's attach this to, oh yeah, you know what we need to do? I need to slide this in. So I had already stamped out, sending a little luck your way. I need to slide this underneath that ribbon. Easy enough to do. Just slide that in. So I use the Everyday Arches. I love those dies. Okay, this was an extra. Now let's attach this then with some dimensionals. And we'll do some stamping. And I'm going to do another one just to kind of hold that ribbon in place. So it's attaching to the ribbon and to the cardstock. Take the backings off. Make sure they're pressed on. All right, so make sure our card opens the right way. Put this just right in the center. All right, let's stamp. We need to stamp, but you can't guess what? Another jar. All right, we're going to use our Pool Party again. A super juicy Pool Party pad. Stamp that right in the center there. And what else do I need? I don't need anything else with this. All right, I do need, however, my lemon lime twist and Old Olive. We're going to start with the lemon lime twist. And we're going to do our little shamrocks. Make sure we have the stamp the right way. So Otherwise we'll end up with just a big blob. Juice that up. Right in the center. Just like that. Make sure that's clean. And then we have our little shamrocks. And we're going to use Old Olive. Nice and juicy. We'll line that up right about there. There we go. Ooh, that was juicy, wasn't it? And we'll put that back. Then you also have in the stamp set, you have this little teeny tiny little shamrock. Super cute. All right, so we will grab that. And we'll put a little shamrock up there. And let's turn this one this way. There we go. And I don't think I need this anymore, so let's punch out. Let's punch out our jar. I think these cards are just adorable. I think they're so cute. I love the all occasion cards. There we go. And let's put our lid on. To glue that on. Ooh, a little too much glue there. So just push that around. There we go. Grab our lid. And our silicone mat. Silicone mat is a lifesaver. Keeps my desk from getting all full of glue. And let's grab some dimensionals while it's flipped upside down. You're over here somewhere. Again, attaching the two pieces together. Give it a little extra hold. Sticking. There we go. And let's just put this right on the top here, just a little off to the side. On top of that ribbon, just like that. And let's grab our flat embellishments here. So we'll put one there. I love when they give you the 3 sizes. And it doesn't limit you. I love it. All right. So there is card number 4. So let's pull out all the cards and take a look. So we made that one. Oops. Some extra stuff on there. So we got that one. We have our fancy fold, our fun fold, and then we have this one. All right, let me just get these all in camera view. Isn't that cool? I just love how that opens up. I think that's so fun. Okay, so here is the deal, my lovelies. So if you loved this card class, you can get this card class 2 ways. So I have all the information in the link or in the description. So I'm just trying to find. Okay, so you can purchase this kit. It's a 4-card kit. You'll get all the little bits and pieces. You will have to use your own stamps and ink, but I will give you the scrap paper to stamp out your images. You will get the embossed pieces, you'll get ribbon, you'll get some of the embellishments, you'll get everything already cut for you. So all you have to do is the fun part and put it all together. So like I said, you can get it one of two ways. You can purchase the 4-card kit for $25 or place an order at my online store for $30. So it's just $5 more, and I will send you this kit for free. So why not get product for $30 and then you can get this to make for free? It's kind of a no-brainer. All right, so I do have the link. All you have to do is click on that link. In that link, you'll be able to choose how you would like to get your kit, either purchasing it outright or placing an order. Once you place an order, I get an email from Stampin' Up! Letting me know that you did that, and I will send this kit out to you for free. All right, so that is all I have for you lovelies this week. I hope you enjoyed the class. I had a lot of fun. So I will see you all next week. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching. Please like, love, share my Facebook page. I'm so close to hitting that 1,000 followers. I know I'm not a whole big thing on followers, but once I get to 1,000 followers on Facebook, Facebook then will take my posts further. So that will help me out tremendously. All right. So again, thank you so much, lovelies, and I will see you here next week. Thank you so much, and God bless.